Hello people, we are back with another look at some of the latest deals on the Nintendo eShop. I've pulled together a tidy little selection for you to check out, so get ready to add a few more games to that ever-growing backlog. I'll try to mention which regions these are available in with their respective prices on screen. So, let's crack on and see what's on offer. First up, at a 35% discount at its lowest ever price of £23.39 or your regional equivalent, is a surprisingly unknown game, Witchspring R. This is a great little JRPG with fantastic visuals and tight turn-based combat in which you can upgrade your weapons, collect pets and increase your stats. There's a constant sense of progression in Witchspring R, all wrapped in a fantastic story, and I really do think it's an essential for any JRPG fan. It truly is one of the rare hidden gems that you rarely find these days on the Switch. As I said, I'm really surprised that no one's talking about it. My biggest issue with the game is that the first couple of hours can really drag and put you off, but I would really suggest anyone to persevere with this and get onto the game. I must say, it really does wind me up when developers create tedious introductions with mandatory tutorials. But with that said, the storytelling is superb with excellent pacing, that really allows the players to connect with each character you meet. You will follow the journey of Pieberry, a witch who is constantly hunted by humans. Despite her dire situation, she remains positive and cheerful, and it really is a joy getting to witness her gradual growth throughout the game. This is a little on the pricier side, but if you do enjoy your JRPGs, this is an absolute gem that will give you about 30 hours of gameplay, more if you want to 100% it. This sale ends on September 7th. Next up is a US only sale, but it's such a great game I had to include it. Unicorn Overlord is currently at its lowest ever price of $23.99, a 60% discount. With Vanillaware's signature stunning 2D character models and beautifully crafted environments, this character-driven narrative with heavy political undertones really shines in its side quests and additional content. The main story is solid, if not a little tropey, but the whole package is fantastic, all stitched together with a brilliant real-time tactical combat system, where positioning and strategy are key. You customize units, set tactics, and watch as their plans unfold in real time. The combat can be a little overwhelming. There are multiple difficulty settings which can massively change your playing experience, and also offer great replayability, where you are going to get at least a solid 40 hours out of this, with the possibility of doubling that if you are looking to fully complete everything. This really is a fantastic game. This sale ends on September the 11th. This next game I have a somewhat controversial opinion on, and will probably burn a few bridges. For many, Celeste is a near faultless masterpiece, but for me, it's a solid but overrated platformer. Maybe I needed to play it closer to release, or maybe I'm just not a true fan of platformers. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it just never left that lasting impression on me like it did for so many others. But I have still included this because it is so well received and reviewed, and I can understand why it is so beloved, and it's 75% off, costing £4.49 or your regional equivalent. I would still recommend people to play it, especially any fans of platforming. It delivers smooth, responsive controls and tight platforming that feels fair yet challenging. I just went into this expecting a little too much and left a little underwhelmed. But please pick it up, love it and blast me for my gaming blasphemy. This sale ends on September the 12th. And up next is a challenging, gothic, roguelike turn-based RPG about the psychological stresses of adventuring, which is currently 70% off at £5.39, unfortunately not in sale in the US. Darkest Dungeon is a fantastic game which released almost unbelievably close to a decade ago. You take control of a band of troubled heroes delving into grim, gothic dungeons, facing the psychological toll of terror, stress, and survival in every decision. It's a masterpiece of tension and despair, using stress systems, permadeath, and afflictions that force you to weigh every action. With every expedition, your party's mental state is just as fragile as their health, pushing players to manage carefully rather than mindlessly grind. While some go back and forth on the difficulty and tedious nature of the stress mechanic, even to this day, it's unique, infuriating, but massively rewarding. At this price, I really can't recommend it enough. It's a fantastic game, but do bear in mind you might lose your own sanity at times. This sale ends September the 11th. Next up, at a massive 75% off, costing just £4.79, matching its lowest ever price, is the wonderful yet weird Arcade Paradise, a 90s retro arcade game collection and business management sim. A game in which you will manage the day-to-day tasks of running a family laundromat whilst using the profits to rebel against your father and build a retro arcade. It's a nostalgia-filled blast with a surprising amount of depth and replayability. You grind through the day to make enough money to fund your dream of building a retro arcade to bring your small sleepy town to life. There's something like 30 odd fully playable arcade cabinets, and they're all brilliant. Whilst you could argue that the peeling the gum off the laundry machines and doing the laundry itself can become a little tedious, the variety and depth of arcade games included are fantastic. These aren't real games that we all know and love, but rather odd little mashups of our childhood classics, which in combination with the 80s laser and chrome aesthetic really feeds into our nostalgia-hungry brains. This game is a retro-driven treat with a surprising level of depth that will easily consume 25 plus hours to build your empire, finding the balance between fun, strategy, and quite like real life, finding the time to play all the new arcade cabinets you add. For £4.79, you really can't complain. You need to be adding this to your backlog. This sale ends on September the 11th. This next one is a little awkward because I'm only talking about the Switch 2 version of Hogwarts Legacy, but this requires you to purchase the original version, which is currently on sale for £9.99, an 80% discount, but you will also need to purchase the £8 Switch 2 upgrade, without which I really cannot recommend this game. It's the Switch 2 or bust for this one. While the Switch 2 version still doesn't reach 60 FPS, it delivers a noticeably smoother and more stable experience in both docked and handheld mode, and you finally got that wizarding experience we all wanted on the Switch. Don't get me wrong, it was incredible to even get the game on the original Switch, but it was a bare bones port that had too many loading screens, missing NPCs and art assets, and washed out blurry visuals. But the upgraded version changes all of that, and whilst it still has its drawbacks, it is fantastic, and even at $17.99 with both parts included, it's a great experience. This sale ends on September 7th. Now, for a game that regularly comes on sale, but I never get bored of talking about it, and it is currently 90% off, setting you back a hefty £3.59 or your regional equivalent. This War of Mine is a 20-hour emotional rollercoaster, pitting you, a group of civilians, through hell, trying to survive in a besieged city, struggling with a lack of food, medicine, and constant danger from snipers and hostile, deceitful scavengers. It is a pretty brutal depiction of wartime in a side-scrolling adventure. You are constantly faced with ethical and moral dilemmas, but you quickly come to realise there is no right or wrong decision, you just need to survive. Whilst we can play this from the comfort of our sofa, it really does leave a lasting and harrowing impression, which, in light of everything going on in the world, really leaves you thinking. With its gritty aesthetics, bleak soundtrack, and relentless moral dilemmas, this War of Mine delivers a hauntingly emphatic portrayal of war's repercussions on civilians, and is a must-play for anyone. This sale ends on September 22nd. No Man's Sky is currently 60% off, costing £15.99, matching its lowest ever price, at a time when it has more content than ever, and I really can't sing the developers' praises enough. They have done so much work on this game, continuously offering free updates and constant support, and it has become an incredible experience on the Switch 2. No Man's Sky is a massive action-adventure survival game built around exploration, survival, combat, and trading in a procedurally generated universe consisting of over 18 quintillion planets. Players begin stranded on a random planet using a multi-tool to mine resources, trade, craft, and gradually upgrade their ship, gear, and base as they navigate through space and uncover mysteries. From its well-documented botched launch, it has come on leaps and bounds and is one of the best experiences you will have on the Switch, especially the Switch 2. There are of course some graphical compromises, with minor blurring of details and pop-in, but even at 30 frames per second, it doesn't detract from how impressive the game really is. And one aspect that isn't praised enough is the music and overall sound. The atmosphere created is top notch and is equally as rewarding as it is ambitious. This sale ends on September 8th. And one finely cheeky sale to add, because of the upcoming Final Fantasy Tactics remake, is Fell Seal Arbiter's Mark. Another North American sale only, I'm afraid, coming at $7.49, a 75% reduction, now at its lowest ever price. Fell Seal is a single-player tactical role-playing game inspired by the likes of Final Fantasy Tactics. It features grid-based, turn-based combat filled with elevation, terrain advantages and positional strategy. Visually, the hand-drawn environments and vibrant sprites create an appealing aesthetic without wowing, and the sound is great, if not a little generic. But at this price, you are likely to get 40 hours out of this title, offering solid, engaging gameplay with over 20 classes and hundreds of abilities. It's a deep system that encourages creativity. Do you want a spellcasting warrior? Or a stealth healing sniper? You've got it. This little gem is the perfect warm-up for the Final Fantasy Tactics remaster, and honestly, it holds its own. It doesn't push the boat out, and it follows the usual tropes, but it was a great experience and I really recommend it. This sale ends on September the 11th. Alright, that's it for another sales roundup. Some great picks in this one. Hopefully there's something that catches your eye. Let me know in the comments if you're grabbing any of these deals or if you've spotted something else worth checking out. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.